By the end of the 1970s, a vast nation was struggling to recover from years of turmoil. Its economy was weak, its people were poor, and its future uncertain. From this moment of crisis emerged an unexpected architect of change, Deng Xiaoping. He was not driven by revolutionary passion, but by practical ambition. Deng believed that slogans and ideology could not fill empty stomachs. What mattered, he argued, was whether policies actually worked. His leadership marked a clear shift away from rigid dogma toward results-based decision-making. Progress, not purity, became the guiding principle. Soon after rising to power, Deng introduced the Four Modernizations, a strategy designed to rebuild agriculture, industry, defense, and scientific capacity. This program signaled a turning point. Economic success, not class struggle, would now define national achievement. For a brief period, discussion and criticism were tolerated. Citizens voiced frustrations, and ideas circulated more freely than before. But this openness had clear boundaries. When demands moved beyond reform and toward political change, the leadership responded firmly. Economic flexibility would be permitted, but political authority would remain centralized. The core of Deng's legacy lay in economic transformation. He promoted a system later described as socialism with Chinese characteristics. Under this model, market mechanisms were cautiously introduced, while state control remained intact. Local experimentation was encouraged, allowing regions to test new ideas before wider adoption. Along the coast, special economic zones became showcases of reform. Small settlements rapidly evolved into industrial centers. Foreign companies invested heavily, export industries flourished, and employment expanded at an unprecedented pace. These zones linked the country directly to the global economy. Rural life also changed dramatically. Collective farming was dismantled, and households were granted greater autonomy over their land. Crop yields rose sharply, food security improved, and living standards in the countryside began to rise. Centuries-old cycles of hunger slowly faded. As living conditions improved, expectations grew. Many hoped that economic progress would lead to political reform. In the late 1980s, large demonstrations reflected these aspirations. The response was swift and decisive, reinforcing the leadership's determination to preserve stability above all else. International criticism followed, and for a time, reform appeared to stall. Yet Deng's influence remained decisive. In his later years, he reaffirmed the reform agenda, urging faster growth and renewed confidence. His authority ensured that economic change continued despite opposition. The results were historic. Over the following decades, hundreds of millions escaped extreme poverty. Cities expanded, industries modernized, and global trade reshaped the economy. The nation emerged as a major economic power. This transformation was not without consequences. Inequality widened, environmental damage increased, and personal freedoms remained limited. Prosperity came with trade-offs that continue to shape society today. When Deng Xiaoping died, he left behind a country transformed beyond recognition. To supporters, he was a master strategist who unlocked unprecedented growth. To critics, a leader who valued order over liberty, yet his impact is unquestionable. He laid the foundations of the modern era.